Everyone lives, everyone dies. Everyone loves, everyone cries. Round the world for all the night. So why is there war? Why do we fight? There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. With one hurts, with one needs, we gotta learn to live together. Peace, make peace, make peace, peace, alright. Isn't it time for us to stop time? Isn't it time, mother, stop crying? Stop the fighting in the head. We gotta make peace before it's too late. There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. With one hurt, with one need, we gotta learn to live together. Peace, in peace, in peace, alright, peace, together. Everyone lives, everyone dies. Everyone loves, everyone cries. Round the world for all the night. So why is there war? Why do we fight? There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. With one hurts, with one needs, we gotta learn to live together. Peace, make peace, make peace, peace, alright. Isn't it time for us to stop time? Isn't it time, mother, stop crying? Stop the fighting in the head. We gotta make peace before it's too late. There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. With one hurt, with one need, we gotta learn to live together. Peace, in peace, in peace, alright, peace, peace, together. Hi guys, how you guys all doing tonight? Welcome to Chasing Shadows program, show, whatever you want to call it. My wife says it's not a show. Yeah, it is. What can I say? That's the way I am. Thank you guys for joining me in the Facebook chat room as well as the YouTube chat room. It was a little bit late tonight, just getting things set up as well. But playing catch up with some of the newsreels that have been going on throughout this past week. And guess what? A lot of exciting news, not just bad news. I mean, normally people are always going through, well, it's so sad, bad news. Well, guess what, folks? Things are beginning to happen. We are getting, I could say, we're actually having some wake-up calls, and it's actually freaking people out. They can't figure what's going on, how come it's doing so well for them. And yeah, that's what it really is. Basically, have you noticed there's no lockdown? Have you noticed there's no specific of, right? They're not really making a deal about it. Plus, one thing that really bothered me every time I travel I drive around the areas, there's always these, what do you call them? Those bases where they actually stick the sticks them down your nose, invade your face, right? And so when I realized now that these bases now are being closed, why? Maybe because a lot of things are being cleaned up now, as in not us, but the bad people are finally being, I guess to say, gathered in one place, and maybe two places. Okay. But I would say, for one thing that's important is I strongly feel that's getting very, very close, very, very, very close. And I will say there is going to be one more wake up. Okay. Okay, sorry. Angela says, hi, Derek. Tammy, who called in a month ago, back in April, about her cancer, she passed. Her daughter may come in to try and call you later. Wow, sorry to hear that. Her mom tried so hard, and it's so hard. Anyways, yes, yes, they're actually most of them are in the GITMO, and but also the trials, the court trials, as I understand it, possibly, maybe it taking place also in the WHITE, HOUSE. So I feel the trials are possibly there, even possibly the X Bang Bangs are going to be taking place there as well. So I'll tell you why, because there are some people are noticing some flashes of light coming out of the WH in DC, and there's only one way that, I mean, there's no explosions. So I mean, as far as I understand, there's no explosion, but I get a feeling that something's going on in there. I mean, I watched some of the videos. I was like, wow. There's a lot of talk regarding what's going on, but yet there's a major fence up there right now as I see it. And there's also, I guess say, bulletproof shields outside the White House, as well as yeah, you got to have a look, folks. You got to go there and have a look online. This is actually in the States. So it's quite interesting that it's these things are happening. They're putting up the walls. I guess there's some really mad people that are angry, and some stuff. I'm telling you guys, things are going to happen. It's going to be rather interesting and exciting. But I'll do some local news here first. Let's talk about local news here in BC, British Columbia, and I probably just have it probably most likely across Canada. The the health authorities are trying to I guess say one way, are relieving the depots of no longer doing vax checks, or like these stations they have all over locations. I don't want to even call them that. They're not even vax checks. But basically, these are stations where people come in, they're either get the test and they get their jab in the arm. But I keep telling people, the people that are on location that are getting the jab in the arm outside, they're not even nurses. These are people that are, to me, it was too bloody unsanitary, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. That's why a lot of people kept on saying that they didn't feel good after they got touched. But anyways, there's so much to talk about. So it basically let's see, what they had stated as of yesterday, possibly the day before, they said, do not need COVID tests any longer. No one has to. Even if you fly, no one has to. If you're traveling outside the country, no one has to. Which is great. No one really should have to, right? But here's the big but. Not my butt, but somebody else's big butt. They are actually trying to point out, and they're really putting a jab at us, so to speak, the ones that are unvexed, unjabbed. They're saying that if by some chance any indication that we have a runny nose, that we have to stay at home for 10 days. Any indication of any unjabbed has to stay at home for 10 days. But you have to self-quarantine in your house. And apparently they're saying you're supposed to notify the closest relative that you are doing this. Why? It's none of their business what you do. If you did have a cold or a flu, you have it, you have it. That's the way it is. I've had people call me up on the phone, really wonderful friends, and some people that don't know me, and they're hearing about me, and they're calling me up, and they're emailing me, texting me, calling me and say, Derek, I may have the CRON. And I said, yeah, you do. It's a different name. It's called a cold and flu. If you're having all these conditions, cold sweats, runny nose, whatever, feel kind of wiped out for a couple of days, that's normal. It's something we all have, folks. It's something we all have, always have. So, you can, like Keith said in the chat room, 40 below, my nose always runs. Oh, he's got the winter cron, the snow cron. Come on, guys, give me a break. So, anyways, this is what's going on. They're trying to get people convinced that we still have to self-quarantine or self-contain and notify the nearest friend or relative, whatever, like as I say. So, whatever. Anyways, YouTube is trying to tell me that my connection's unstable. It's not. It's not unstable whatsoever. They are listening, folks. They are listening. Okay. So, what they're basically saying, like I said before, they're trying to tell anybody who's unjabbed has to stay home for 10 days. And they're making it where you have to stay home for 10 days. So here's what I say. Don't tell anybody. You don't have to. If you already know, and if you already know yourself, to be responsible. If you feel that you don't need to go to work because you're feeling that way, then stay home. But you don't have to do it for 10 days because most people are over it within 4 days. Right? And Yeah, I like Blair. They can listen all they want, all they know what's going on for a week. Yeah, what happens also too, folks, they listen to certain anagrams. Any certain things you say in a full word that they would understand, they will actually try to erase your messages. Okay, it's been known that they do that. They will, if you have something that you want to share, or if I share, if I say certain anagrams, they will erase the whole chat room. That's what they try and do. They're trying. Their YouTube is still trying his darndest to shut down some people, but not for long. Okay, because I was already informed that time, within very quicker time than you think. Yeah, I'll let you know about that too. So let's see what else is coming up here too. Also, they're saying too, there are some special forces that the Alliance will be coming to arrest people who have been placing sick people in the elders' homes in the same room with them, the ones that are healthy. And next thing you know, those elders have passed away. They're going to actually go and see every elder center, and they're going to wanting to see all the health records. And there's going to be some very removed staff taken out as well. They're going to be taken away. So that's going to take place, whether it's in the USA or Canada. It's happening everywhere. That's going to be looked at. Anyone whose life that it has passed, when they sign it C-19, they're going to also review the records, if it was absolutely true, if they were or not. There's going to be, we may be looking at a couple of years, at least within 1 year to 2 years, to make sure all the medical records are reviewed, to make sure a correction of death. If there is an incorrect evaluation, and that they specifically just stated C-19, that person who signed the form will be arrested, and as well as the assistants thereof who've actually seen the forms. This medical industry doesn't realize how scary it's going to be for them when they get interviewed by a special organized group. It's not the federal government or provincial government. This is a special group that are going to take some people away who have lied to the public. Okay, they're going to review all records, all death records that within the time that has began until today. If anyone has the audacity to keep signing knowing it's not the truth, they too will be arrested and charged for crimes against humanity. They don't realize who they're messing with. Also, if any officer or security, and I will say both, any federal, provincial, or security officers, if they actually are not following the guidelines of professionalism, whether they are under the charter, signed under the charter or not, if they actually signed under the charter, and if they did an illegal arrest, they too will be charged. They too will be arrested. And this is happening all across the world. Anyone who's in the military that it was hired by within the government itself to do wrong and harm to the public, they too will be arrested, because there's actually a group of people that are actually higher than a military. So They're not tolerating any crap. They're cleaning up. They're doing as we speak. You're going to start noticing and hearing more stories of truth being shared on the news within the next week or two. They're going to come around. Okay. They've been warned. They've all got letters. They've been warned. Every MSM has been warned. If they don't tell the truth, they don't tell the true story, then they too will be removed from their position. They too will be taken away. This is bigger than you and I. They're not kidding around. That's why, for example, if you've seen the Prime Minister in England, well, he's not really a Prime Minister, he's just a replacement, but the real one was taken away a long time ago, but this one here is just an actor playing to capitulate, okay? He's told to play his role, same with the one we have here in our country, and every other country, and every other province. Some of the premiers have been already have suddenly have some of the let's put it this way, some of the premiers of other provinces we speak now have already stated they have the C-19. It's some of them are on banner. Like I've seen some pictures of says, the premier of so and so, like say the premier of Alberta, Jason Kenney, has C-19. That means that he capitulated. It means that he's in trouble. Okay. If you ever seen the banners that's going around showing you how the CV works, different levels of it. So if they got C-19, guess what? Kenny's gone. The same with any other premier, any representative. If you are going to break the law, thinking you're going to get away with it because some guy offered you some big dollars, guess what? They're coming for you. But if you work with us to take back our country, then they'll work something out with you. They'll help you. That's why I've noticed there's actually a lot of government officials now have no longer putting pressure on the public. They're leaving us alone. So, yeah, health authorities as well. The health authorities now, they cannot go to people's places or businesses to intimidate. And if they do, especially they'll come in, they won't tell you what the law is. They'll say, oh, you broke the law. They'll tell the business owner, you broke the law and you're going to be charged and ticketed. So, but if you respond back and tell them that what's the charge, they won't tell you because they don't know. They're there to be there as a mouthpiece. So now the restaurants, there's any kind of store business, you name it, they're all fighting back now. They're saying enough is enough. And they're saying, come get me if you want me, but if you do, you're going to have a hell of a fight. So everyone across the world now, some countries have gone as far as major amount of violence, fighting and trying to stop these corrupt politicians because of their corruption and harming the public, their own citizens. Now, in return, some have violently, physically attacked their government officials as far as taking off their heads. So it's real because they're fed up. They're saying enough is enough. And I've been watching some of the videos. People have been sending me, I've been reviewing them. This is real, folks. There are some countries that are so terribly corrupt. They do more harm, physical damage, and attacking people. Literally, there's a woman I saw, an elder. She was in her 80s. 6 police officers got her down on the ground. She wasn't doing nothing. She was just crossing the street because she refused to wear a mask. She couldn't breathe, on a cane. They knocked her down, and they were kicking her in the head to put handcuffs on her as she was screaming for help because they were beating her up. They're kicking her in the head, kneeing her in the head with their knees. And she's yelling and screaming. And the citizens stand there watching. Well, I don't know what to do because we don't know. We have to stay away from these guys because what if they come and get us? Guys, when it comes to an elder who's getting the crap beat out of her, I think you need to defend that woman. Why are you running away? You're a bunch of cowards. I can't tell you which country it is. I know it's somewhere in Europe, but I was very upset. But it's not just that woman. There's many others. Okay, that's one of the countries. You know, you sit there and you can't. You wish you could be down there and defend them physically. I would be down there. I wouldn't think twice. I'm sorry, guys, but I would be down there. I'd be taking out some ankles with the baseball bat. Then they won't walk for a while. You don't beat a woman up in the middle of the street and everybody stands there like, oh, yeah, that's against the law. You shouldn't do that. I got the camera on you. It's against the law. You shouldn't do that. Really? You beat the crap out of an 80-year-old plus woman in a cane. She can't wear her mask. They're telling her she's got to put a mask on. And then she refused to wear a mask because she could barely breathe. She had an oxygen tank on a little cart. And they knocked her down. 4 or 5 officers are all over her. You know? So, yeah, Catherine says there are well over 200,000 disease experts. Yeah, doctors and nurses that have spread the truth from the beginning about this. From the beginning, yeah. Full ingredients, all, yeah, they already know. Yeah, you're right. No one in the profession can say that what they didn't know. They do know. People need to understand this, folks. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Science and doctors are the same. You're a scientist. You're a doctor. They do the same work. The same work. Oh, no, I take science over a doctor. They're doctors. They're the same. They have the same degree. One brain thinking. Oh, no, I can only think back here behind my rear end. It's where I can think out of my ass. Okay. Let's go here. Oh, I want to give a big shout out to all the truckers that have been traveling, as well as the U.S., traveling all across our country, the West Coast all the way to the East, because they are sick and tired of, again, the mandatory crap that's telling them they have to be jabbed. And if they're not jabbed, they don't have a job. Guess what, folks? You know, here's the thing. What I was just got the message that there's well over $800,000 that was set aside for the truckers to make sure that they're well taken care of while they're when they're protesting across Canada. They've already raised $800,000. I'm like, this is not like Pat King is one of the people that has been sharing the stories, but there's others like him out there, and they've actually tried to organize this. He's not the only one alone. There's other people who are all working together from different areas of the provinces. They've all grouped together, okay, as groups, and they're helping each other going across Canada, all the way across. Folks, there's truckers by the thousands traveling across Canada to the east, right to Ottawa, to basically say, Trudeau, enough is enough. Right? I know, Catherine, it's so sad to see how many of them have actually turned their backs on humanity. That's exactly what it is. But see, here's the thing. What I need to explain to you guys, Bill Gates is the main instigator of all this. He wanted to create a food shortage. That's why he was trying to buy out all the farmers, all the farmland, all the food, control the industry, control the trucking company, control the Any type of foods that's coming in from any direction, any other country. He tried to shut down India. Why do you think the East Indians, South Asians were protesting, saying no food, no farmers, or no farmers, no food? And they're right. They've been protesting for months because Bill Gates shut down their farms. He bought out the land, and he forced them to lose their land. Right? And the thing is, this is what gets me. So the truckers are saying enough is enough. They really do care. Okay. Okay. Trucker convoy leaves Vancouver on January 23rd to be in Ottawa for the 29th. Thank you, Coraline. What's happening? There are some truckers now heading out. There's some are going ahead of time. They're making sure that they got a clear way. The police will not interfere. In fact, the police are supporting this. Okay? They're supporting this. So they're going to be helping out, as far as I understand it, and I really strongly feel that the police are going to be helping this convoy. They're not going to hinder it. They're not going to stop it. Nobody's going to be prevented from getting fuel, because this is what our premiers were going to try to do, is prevent the fuel to be obtained for the truckers. Did you know that? Our governments were going to try to basically prevent them from getting fuel. They were going to shut them, making sure they didn't get in. Guess what? There's fuel companies. I've already given them locations to get their fuel and a place to stay every time they go down to each border. Everything's already set in play, folks. And even no government can actually stop them. If you want to put up a barricade all you want, good luck. Good buddy, you're going to have a freaking convoy that hasn't been happening since the 70s. Breaker 19. Go figure how that went, eh? Think of that one, folks. There's a number for you. Breaker 19. And it is the 9, 1 and 9. Okay? Think of that one as a code number. That's actually the lingo on a CB radio with truckers. Breaker 19. And what we're dealing with is C19. I used to be, years ago, I had my own CB radio back in the 70s, so I talked to a lot of truckers. So I used to know the industry. I had friends that were truckers. So I learned from them back in the early mid 70s. I was in my 20s then. So this is going to be thousands upon thousands of truckers traveling all across Canada, from the west coast to the east coast. And it is going to be a convoy. You're going to see it everywhere. There's people doing film. It's going to be one after the other. So I'll get you guys a little bit later, just not to worry, in the chat room. Okay, let's talk more. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Some of you have been either jabbed or not jabbed, but there was a video going around that this guy would come into the store, into the mall, and he turned on his Wi-Fi, he turned on his cell phone, and he would set it up where you can actually, your SRS, and you just, once you put those two, turn those two on and put it on the person's arm, just like this, and just hit go, and the numbers would come up. Sure, you would have the numbers that are part of the, your Wi-Fi numbers, any location that has Wi-Fi, but also you have all the codings, which is has a couple of letters, and the rest are long numbers. Those are the nanobytes, folks. Those are the nanobytes. That's your USB code that's picking you up. Okay? That USB is picking up everywhere. And did you know, when anybody has a queue installed into their phone, any restaurant or any place you go to for a bite to eat, or anywhere you want to sit down at, and that Q code is actually activated on that person's cell phone. They can do this on your arm and they'll know everything about you, all of your personal life, not just your health, everything personal. If you had a criminal record 30 years ago, it comes up. Okay? Everything private is on that phone. That guy or girl gets to see everything about you. Holy crap. If there's any sign of violence in your past, that maybe you're better now, that comes up on the phone. Do you really want that cue on that phone? Do you really want them to actually see exactly where you've been? Because that's what those nanobites are made for. They're made specifically to track you. They were. They know everything where you go, anything you do. You can leave this thing at home. They know where you are. Okay? Once you're out there and you come back to that restaurant, say you come back, say the next day, that alert is set up for that guy that came in. He knows all about you now, whether he wants you to come into the restaurant or not. Okay? Okay, Angela says, oh yes, on YouTube, a lady did a video getting okay, and then scanned it with a dog microchip scanner. It went off. Yes, YouTube kept taking, she kept taking the vid down. They kept taking the vid down. Why? It's because you are showing proof. Anytime you show the truth, they'll take it down. So you have to anagram your words carefully. Say certain things that they can't track you. Okay? Or break up your words. If I say the word vaccinated, split it in half, separate the word. Because they can't figure it out. Also, if you're doing any videos yourself, don't allow the words to come out bomb the screen. If you do, that's anagramming. They're going to see everything you're saying. The more you are letting them see, that's why they put these bars down below. They're not for the deaf. They're not for the blind. Or not for the deaf. They're not for the blind. They're made for the deaf people. You don't need to. You don't need those words. Okay? Yeah. Feces book is jail is your second home. I call it Feces book. And it's not going to be around long either, by the way. A lot of things are going to be going down in the next, I would say, the next few weeks. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Let's see here. Like I said before, I don't know how I did this, because I did a psychic party last week, and there's a young man who I did a test on him to prove to him this is what can happen. And he goes, oh, I don't care. He says, they can know everything about me. You don't. Because I'll tell you why. Once those people read everything about you, they can use that against you. They can share that all over the internet. They can make you look like you are a criminal, or it can make you look like you did something wrong, right? So that's what they like to do. Okay, I've got a video I wanted to share with you guys. Let's see here. If I could find it. Yeah. Okay. Some of you actually seen it, some of you have not, but I recommend this. There's a fellow by the name of Kevin Annette, who's actually from here in country in Canada. Kevin himself actually was once a pastor for the Catholic Church diocese many years ago, 20 plus years ago. But he was noticing a lot of corruption regarding child pedophile stuff, and he didn't like what he had witnessed from other people in the pastoral area, that they were also, part of this. And he actually questioned them, saying, why didn't this particular person apologize for what supposedly he or she or he has done to this child? And they refused to answer him. So when he started getting to investigate even deeper, they actually got him out. They removed him out of his position of being a minister. Okay. So he said, you know what? This is not right. This is not cool. So basically, he decided to become the hunter in his investigation. Man, this guy did some major hunting, and he got so deep into it to the point he even talked about. He went even to other stories, other editorial issues, and other investigations, like the Robert Picton case. You name it, he was there. He was deep into the research. So as of today, Big Pharma CEO, they're hunted by sheriffs as protesters use warrants to shut down the V's worldwide. And breaking news update from the International Common Law Court of Justice with just additions. If you want to find it, if you want to see it, go on to my new True North Strong and Free page on Facebook, and you'll see it there. Or you can go to my Telegram, and you'll see it in there as well. And look for it, Kevin Annette, and you'll see it'll say Rumble International Common Law Court, and watch that video. Okay, it's about 4 or 5 minutes long. It's worth your while to listen to. Pay attention to this, and you can also use very similar type of warrants. You can go online and get these warrants also made up. Now, if you're not too sure, say for example, Canada, there's actually a website called actionforcanada.com, action number 4 canada.com, and if you want to know about your rights, if you're not sure, if you're new at this, go online. And if you want to get some of these PDF files, you can actually download them. And these are basically warrants. There's basically giving people warning. If you want to carry on playing the heavies and telling my kid has to do this or these children have to do that, you fill out these forms, put their names on it, and you hand it to them. This basically is called the cease and desist law, cease and desist law. Basically, you're handing that form. Then once they see that form, they get scared. They'll back off. They'll leave your kids alone. They won't bother you. There's still people out there that are still afraid. Now, even to this day, even though there's people are beginning to notice a lot of, I guess you'd say, they're beginning to notice they have more freedom, that they get to do, not have to be tested anymore, and they don't have to wear masks outside, and you can be back to your old self again. But ever since they're showing the relief of you not having to wear any of these things, people have to remember now, 2 years, you have been brainwashed for 2 years straight. You become so uncomfortable with yourself thinking that you need to wear your mask all the time. You have to learn now to take that piece of baby diaper off your face. You have to learn to speak up for yourself again. Okay? These lips are real, folks, not what's behind it. You have to be seen and heard. That's what that mask was, to keep you quiet and keep your mouth shut and to hide. And there are so many young people, even children today, are so used to having these masks on that they're afraid to take them off for fear they're going to be yelled at. They'll be insulted, assaulted, fear-mongering, hurt. These kids were brain trained already. Even newborn babies are not used to seeing their birth mother, because they'll always see a birth mom wearing the mask. As soon as mom takes the mask off, the baby's actually deathly afraid of its mom, because it's used to seeing this. They think this is horrible. The baby's afraid of their own mama's face. So it's psychological, folks. It's absolutely psychological. We have to learn to psychologically remove this face diaper, letting it go. Anybody who rides with those on, take them off. They're only air fresheners on your mirrors. I've seen people have like half a dozen or so on their mirrors. They're not really even air fresheners. They look like air fresheners, but they're not air fresheners, because everything you have in there, that's all your bacteria hanging in your car. Okay? Get rid of that stuff. Don't throw it on the ground. Dispose of it in the garbage. I've never seen, I was actually coming down off the Queensboro Bridge, down heading towards Marine Way. And as I'm going into a curve, there's 6 bags, big blue plastic bags, big ones, busted open. There were blue face masks all over the freaking highway. 6 bags. And these bags are your garbage bag size. All broken apart, and they're all spread all over the highway, coming around the curve of Queensboro Bridge. Gee, I wonder who knocked those off and tore them open for you to see. Think about it, folks. I wonder who put those there just to get your attention. And they're making a big deal about straws in the oceans. They're making a big deal about plastic bags in the oceans. They're throwing masks in the oceans now. God. Be mindful. Let your friends and family know, anybody you know, be mindful. If you have a mask you don't want to wear it, don't throw it in the ground. I've seen people actually they went after they're done shopping, they throw the mask on the ground when they go shopping and they get in their car and drive off. There's not one waste basket, disposable basket at any malls. None. There never has been. They won't provide them. Why? Oh, they could be diseased. Give me a break. Nobody wants to do the job. They're so afraid. So, let's see what else is coming up here. Yeah. Okay. This is gonna be good. Now we are running on a Gregorian calendar. We're going into Julian calendar because Gregorian calendar actually was a satanic calendar. It's been going on since 1500s. As of now, we're shifting into the Julian calendar. And I'll tell you why. We'll bring this up. So if you guys, I know that some of you guys are on Facebook, and I'll show it to you on the screen on Facebook, but I can't show it on the screen on YouTube, but I don't have it set up yet. But this is what I'll do here. Okay. You'll notice here, folks, this is from the Julian to Gregorian calendar. Okay. Now, this is Gregorian is Friday, January the 7th, 2022. You see the difference? So officially, as of today, it is the 20th. Okay. But originally, it's supposed to be January the 7th. Okay. So it's Thursday, January 7th, under this particular calendar. So anytime you hear of a date that something's going to happen, you have to reverse back about 10 days. If I correctly, about 10 days. So if they say something's happening on the 15th, that's exactly what you get. So watch for that. And if you've never seen this before, that's exactly what this is. This is the 7th. This one here is being, we are taking back the real, true Christian calendar. Okay, this is the original. This is what's going to look like. It will go to a shift. They're going to change all that. This is going to happen very quickly, very soon. Once this comes into here, okay, once we go into like February the 2nd is going to be the 20th of January. You see what I mean? So you want to look for the 30th of January, which is January the 17th. But these dates are very important. All through here, these dates are important. If you're not too sure, if you've never seen that before, give me a scream and I'll send that to you. But this is the change. This is the shift. This is what's going to happen. And when you do see it, you're going to go like, wow. Okay. And I'll tell you why, because this is why we are taking back our country and our world, our people, because we're going to be back into a normality, but a better normality. We're not going to be just like back to work and here you go. Okay. There's many financial gains for all of us. All of our taxes will be removed, eliminated. All of our mortgages will be removed. All of our Interest rates will be removed. All that, anything to do with interest rates, all that will be returned back to us. Okay. Our health hospitals are no longer be there. The hospitals will be closing. They're actually, what's going to happen is we will have health centers. They're going to be made differently, built differently. There's going to be a lot of changes. A lot of doctors and nurses will be re-educated. No more income tax. And if there is a tax, it'll be very little of it. Our gas and fuel prices will drop to 15 cents a liter. 15 cents a liter, back to the 1950s and 60s gas. Yeah, every satanic holiday has been removed. Anything that relates to satanic holidays are being removed. So basically, we will go through new, refresh understanding why. Okay. Yeah. There are some people are saying they want more information on this, please. Basically, we are in a war. We were in a war between Satan, so to speak, satanic people, and God. We represent God's people. We are the we have been fighting them for the last, since 2016, 15, 16, but even earlier. Okay. And what I understood, I mean, last week I talked about Mr. T, the original U.S. president, and talked about him. And this man's been fighting for your rights since the 1980s. And I'll tell you why. Most people didn't even know this. But he's also related to Dr. John G. Trump, who is the MIT professor from that. He is actually from the National Medal of Science winner, and also electrical engineer with the National Defense Research Committee of the Office of Scientific Research and Development. Which Donald Trump, actually, that's his uncle. Okay. And the other person that actually worked or had worked with him before he passed away was Nikola Tesla with John Trump. So what Nikola Tesla did is handed over his work to John. So John got an opportunity to build a time machine, which was Tesla's machine. Okay, so you're saying, Kate, okay, I've heard this is for the U.S. True or false. This is for everybody all across the world. Okay. So basically, the interesting part of it is Mr. T has been actually fighting for our country too. He's been protecting it. Even though he's not our president, but he's been protecting it since January of 2021. And he's been keeping an eye on it because he's already told the PM here in Canada and basically put him in his place. So basically, even the prime minister of our country capitulated as well. He had to. And there's more to it. You're going to hear more about it the next few weeks. So it's going to come to the surface. But also, too, Trump is also related to the Kennedys, which is John Kennedy and Jr. They're also cousins, which are also their cousins to Elvis Presley, which also Elvis Presley's still alive, by the way. And so is JFK Jr. And so is Senior. You'll hear all about that as well. But everybody had to use, I guess, to say they knew of the time machine. When they use this time machine, they had to find a way to make it better and to improve, because basically, like I said before, back in 1984, we were supposed to be in World War III, but that got changed. that got changed because we weren't supposed to be in World War III. And I knew all about this a long time ago, back in 2003, from my extraterrestrial friends that told me this. Um, yeah, he did talk about cleaning up Canada's speech and mentioned 2 countries joining. Exactly. There, we may merge. Our country may merge with the USA. We may merge. It depends on the people. We may become both. We may merge into one. It's possible. Without I mean, the thing is, let's put it this way: we don't even have to. We don't need a prime minister. We don't need someone to tell us what to do. You want your freedom. This is basically what freedom's all about. And so some people say, no, it's not going to happen. Some people say it is going to happen. But you know what? We'll find out when Mr. T and JFK Jr. actually come forward. And that will happen very soon. And not too long from now, folks. Very, very, very soon. You will hear an E, B, S come on. And when that starts, be prepared. You will have to deal with at least 10 days of no internet except one channel, which will be the military tribunals, which you'll see all the people that were charged, and that's including the Gates and the Fauci and all them. That's going to happen. Many more. Yeah, that's all I can say on that one. Also, too, what Tesla had said, he said, I can see the past, present, and future all at the same time. And when Tesla said that, he basically was coming out, folks. It's called wireless TR-38 anti-gravitics. And that's talking about the med beds. So the med beds are coming out very soon. So again, actually, they're already here. Some people are starting to do med beds in a different way, but there's going to be physical built med beds available. And again, like I said before, the future is going to change completely better, and all of us are going to be very, very healthy. Now, will the people be healthy even after this is over by using the med beds? Yes, this will come forward. You'll be shown what will happen, and we'll look forward to it. There's going to be a lot of cool things that I'm being told that will open doors. Let's see what else. Yeah. Now, some of you are new in the chat room. Thank you guys for joining me in the Facebook chat room as well as the YouTube chat room. I got a lot of new people in there, which is a wonderful thing. Nice to see you guys. So if you are not too sure about me, if you've heard about me for the very first time or second time or third time, that's fine. If you want to know more about what's going on, go to my Telegram page. If you want to download Telegram, download it through DuckDuckGo. Don't use Google, because Google actually will track you. Google is owned by the CIA. You don't want them to find you, because anything that you decide to share with someone else, they will try to remove it. And then sometimes the CIA is known to remove your friends off the Telegram. This way here, if you use DuckDuckGo, which is a search engine that's protected by Trump's people, because that's how it's secured with them. People actually try to create rumors saying that Google bought DuckDuck. No, they did not. They did not. That's just a rumor. Yeah, someone's asking about that. Somebody tried the free 8 hour. Yeah, it's there's, like I said, it's different. Everybody's different. Some people go through the experiences different, but these med beds are going to be physically done med beds. These are way different. Okay, these are the ones I know about, the ones that I was on. It's totally phenomenal. If you guys want to find what they look like, again, you can go on to go to Telegram, and there's a girl. Her name is Sky. She's the one that actually was on the planet Venus. She was actually over 5 years ago. She volunteered to go there to Venus, the planet Venus, and there's actually that's run by the extraterrestrials, which are the well, you'll know who they are. And anyways, they trained her, and she learned how to use them, and she was doing a lot of healing on people, the Palladians, and so then they trained her, and then after 5 years, she wanted to take a break, so they brought her back here, and here on Earth, and then she says that she actually started her own little chat room in Telegram. So if you want to find her, just type in the word medbeds. Sky, her name is Sky, Skye, and look her up and go into the chat room, join her, and she can update you about what's going on, when they're going to be coming out in this area or other areas. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, one more time. Da, da, da. That's done there. Okay. So one more thing I want to do and bring up this. Where is it? I placed it in here. When people start putting stuff in my page on Telegram, and then it starts moving very fast, and so they filled my spot what I was trying to share. You moved it. I'll get it in a minute here. There it is. Yay. Okay. Now, you guys may believe this, not believe this, but I'm going to tell you this right now. We will be called the Kingdom of Canada. It won't be called, Canada. It'll be called the Kingdom of Canada, and that is because here's what they say. Okay, this is what will happen in our future. We will only have one tax. Okay, the goods and services tax on non-essential, non-exemption, new and luxury items. So basically, for example, if you do get taxed, you're taxed on, basically they're saying a flat rate tax at 10%. That's just because they're doing it to help create more business for people. Okay. Homes are taxed one time only when it is sold for the first time. That means your land's like you're not going to get taxed every year for land tax continuously every year. It's only one time only. They're also saying stand by for further notice. We have to recollaborate our tax collection system. I mean, switch off their corporate government, nasty collection tax system. Your monies will return. Let's see here. The QR, they're saying that you please bring free electricity for everyone. Yes, free electricity. The nasty corporation is gone. They have no more bank accounts. Those sending you bills are robots. Let's see here. That's not what I was chasing. That one. Now, you can print out the verdict from the international court in mail or fax or email. Hand delivery will be avoided unless you are with the constables or sheriffs appointed by the national court specific to crimes by the church and state criminal court, or you are with hundreds of thousands of people, safety reasons. They're talking about basically the 10 days, okay, to protect you. And they're also saying here, You can send 5 pages I have already posted on this channel. Let's just talk about a specific channel that I'm talking about here. If you're part of our cease and desist group, you can publish the names, places that you have sent out to the international court's verdict to in that C&D group. I'll give you more understanding what it means after. They like to write things really short. That's not them. What's this one here? The international court that convicted the corporation government on Canada of crimes against humanity and genocide is the same court that removed the POPE Benedict from office in 2003. So basically they're saying bye-bye to the Corporation of Canada. This is all from JFK Jr. Okay. And he does the circle slash. You know what I mean? What else we got here? One more thing. So we will be expecting, anytime there'd be about 3 days of scare tactics, them trying to put scare in you. And which is starting probably tomorrow. And don't listen to it, just let it go by. Once that's done, then the 10 days of the EBS begins. So when you do hear of it, don't go against it. If they're asking you to go to your homes, stay in your house. Because basically what they're doing is they're cleaning up whoever's left that's corrupt and gone. Okay, and you'll be hearing about it. What about all the premiers getting together with Trudeau this week and putting in place a horrible takeover of Canada? That they would have complete control. Well, basically what you just said, Lois, is actually they're going to meet there, but they're going to be gathering them and put them in the bus. They did the same thing in the United States when all of the people in the U.S. gathered in Parliament or in their government. When they all gathered there, and then all of a sudden all these buses show up, and they scooted them all into the bus and took them to GITMO. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So it's just saving them a trip. That's just saying they can gather all they want, but at least please understand one thing. Trudeau is not who you see on TV. The real one is already in GITMO. He's been there since July 19th, 2019. This one here is an actor wearing a mask with a voice modulator. So he's just capitulating. He's just told what to do. Just get you guys to fight back, to say enough is enough. Fight back. There's no law that has telling us, none whatsoever, about mandate. Mandate is not a law. Mandate is just basically saying you submitting to give them permission. Okay, and that word mandatory, same thing. Mandatory means you're giving them the right to do, you're giving them permission to tell you what to do. It's in the Black's Law book. So the only way you can gather them up is when they all meet up and they'll take, whoever they know. I will say this, I'm sure it's going to happen. Even our NDP minister is going to be taken out. Because Jagmeet Singh actually was one of the people that actually was involved with the Air India years ago. And he was one of the people that was manipulating the whole Air India to make it happen. But Trudeau pardoned him. Harper pardoned him so then he can become a minister of our country. A lot of people that were part of all these corrupt wars, that were leaders of corrupt wars, like in other countries, these prime ministers, Harper as well as Trudeau, pardoned them, gave them money, and said, take off, go do what you want to do. Okay? Biden is not, no, he's not. There's an actor under his skin. The real Biden is already in Gitmo. No, No. No, I don't believe it. They're saying Biden is Biden. No, Trudeau's not Trudeau. This guy's gone. This guy here is just. I wouldn't put past their clones, but we'll see. I'll just say that. No, and you haven't seen Hogan in a while. Gee, I wonder why. Okay. Oh, from online? Okay. So no. So somebody told me that I don't believe it. Don't believe what? Okay, I don't understand that one. So, anyways, what we're gonna do, folks, we'll take calls now, and the number is 360-566-2875 to do some psychic readings now. Let's see, 360. I'm gonna put the number up here in this one here. Nope, wrong numbers. Hang on. Flashing light. Yep. There you go. 360-566-2875. You're more welcome to call in, ask questions. And I better turn on the Skype or else you guys won't be able to call in. It'll say he's busy. Okay. Swig of coffee. I remember one time that even our health authorities were they were telling us how we should breathe, how we should exercise. Ridiculous. Area code 602.
Hey, Derek.
Hi, who am I speaking to?
Susanna.
Hi, where are you calling from?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Arizona. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Okay. What can I do for you, my dear?
Oh, I was just calling to see if you could pick up anything from me.
Groceries?
Yeah, can you get me some bagels? No, just anything if you're picking up anything. Maybe my father.
Yep. Guys, hang on tight. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Skype. Skype is actually people calling in. For some reason, they used to be in control that they would say don't call in after until this, and now they do this once in a while. Okay, you're talking to your family. Who am I talking to here? There's an older woman. Okay, guys, hold on the call a second. There is a woman who actually I'm being shown here, but she's standing next to your dad. I'm seeing her above your father. That she's around him.
Oh.
Okay. So this got to be your grandmother, probably. She shows herself being salt, peppery hair woman. Okay, I fix.
Grandmother?
Yeah, I'm seeing her, but she's on your father's side. Now, with your dad, let's see, with your father here. Like when I'm seeing your father, I'm seeing him actually being outside a lot. I'm being shown like I'm actually feeling I'm actually out in a barn or near an area like an old chunk of farmland.
Huh.
And but it's actually a very nice area. But it's a place where I'm not going to say where he had lived, but it's a place that he's always comfortable with. It's almost like he may be reminiscing his childhood, that the things he may have done when he was a kid. Okay. Was it your dad that had the cancer? Who had the cancer?
My father, yeah.
Okay. Hold on. They're so insistent coming in. Wait, guys. Until I'm talking to someone here right now. They're so pushy. Um, yeah. So he's telling me to let you know that he is around you, but he's also saying that he's near a young boy. So I'm not sure if you have a son, but he's showing he's with him. He spends time with him. There's a little boy. There's a little boy that's living, but he's with him. Stop it, guys.
A boy that's passed.
Yeah, hang on one second.
A boy that's passed?
Yes.
No, the boy. No, sorry. My brother's still living.
No, the boy hasn't passed away. He's actually spending time with him from the spirit world. Your dad is visiting a little boy that's living, but it's keeping an eye on him.
Did you kind of like he's assigned to someone?
Yes, he's assigned to be with him, but he's around him a lot. That means that this boy here is needing help or wanting to. He's looking for your dad comes to his dreams a lot, talks to him, and helps give him comfort.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Now, how is this boy related to you by chance, or is that she? I'm seeing him like this. I would see the boys around between 12 and 14 or 16.
Well, maybe my brother's son. That's around his age.
Okay. This is who I'm seeing that your dad's around him. It's your brother's son. That makes sense because that would be his grandfather.
Yeah, because he has two grandsons, I guess. From my brother.
Yeah.
So,
but whoever,
help, I would understand why he'd be around him.
Yeah, which one's actually dealing with his own personal torment. Like he's actually like not really happy. I'm not sure if your brother ever tells you about this, but one of his two sons should say, is not really happy, or like he's dealing with he's dealing with certain kind of depression or very sad. Okay, so his grandfather, your dad, is coming to visit him to comfort him, but he comforts him in dream time. Okay, so he's actually helping him, give him comfort, and to let him know that everything's okay, not to be afraid.
Okay. Yeah, that's he comes around my brother lives with my mother right now, and he's been staying over every so often, more and more lately. So, and he does have kind of issues and things, and he's kind of quiet. And
that's him. Who is the Tommy?
Okay,
who's the Tom or Thomas on your side?
No, let me see.
Like I got Timmy, Tom,
no.
Tom, or Thomas. Who's this?
Thomas, no. I don't know who a Thomas is.
But he's coming. He's actually because your brother may know who this person is.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who my brother associates with.
Okay. I'm going to leave that with you. You can actually ask your brother, but there's actually a young Tom or Thomas. In spirit he is, but I would say around the same age as your brother, but this young man had passed away. I'm feeling like as if I'm actually in a car accident.
Oh.
Or motorcycle, one of the two. But I mean, showing like I'm on the highway and died. But if you, knowing like we're actually focusing on your brother a little bit too, so let your brother know if he knows of this young man, yes, he's okay.
Okay. I'll mention that to him.
Okay.
Yeah. And my father's mom, I didn't get to really know her very well. She was gone before I was born.
Yeah, well, your grandmother actually was playing with you in the spirit world before you were born, so she was the one that brought you in, helped you bring you in.
Oh wow!
So you actually were playing with your grandma before you were born.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got to meet her, but you said she brought me in.
She helped bring you in the spirit world. Yes, she was actually you were playing with her before your mother birthed you in this world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Okay, well, that's cool. You get any messages from my father at all?
Yeah, your dad, that's what your dad's pointing out. He's actually saying that he's around all the time. Who actually has, I mean, you really got a crazy name. I haven't heard his name in years. Who's Ida? IDA.
I don't know.
I'm hearing.
Not in our near family.
I'm hearing.
I know an Ida, but
okay, how is she to you?
She's my mom's sister's mother-in-law.
Okay, she's passed away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, she was called Auntie Ida more than Ida.
Well, I never called her Auntie Ida, but Cheryl used to make fun of my big feet.
Okay, well, Ida says hello to you.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
that's funny. She's on my my mom's sister's husband's mother.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. Now with your dad,
Thank
your dad's
you.
actually telling me to tell you that he's around you. Your dad had come to see you about 5 days ago. You were actually worried about, like you were actually whatever you were bothered by regarding, maybe this whole crap was the same either way. But your dad says he's always been around you for quite a lot. He shows me lots of water. He shows me I want to be on water. So your dad's like either I'm going fishing or like he's on the water. He says, come out to the boat, like find yourself a place that you are always very happy to be at, like close to a lake or, where you can actually go fishing or go just relax that area. Anything to do with water as a conduit, your father's energy is really strong there.
Yeah, I like to kayak.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be going soon.
Okay. Then that's exactly where your dad will be with you when you're on the kayak.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll be, and think of your father when you're on the kayak. And say this to your father when you're on the kayak, when you're on the kayak. Say, Dad, show me a sign where you are. And your father will show you something. You'll see the sign.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
That's really neat. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great night.
Thank you. You also.
Okay. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Now, someone called in area code 706. If 706 did come in, they'll have to call. They can call now. Hey, guess what? Area code 706.
Yeah, this is Venus. I was one-time calling, I think.
One-time caller? Your first-time caller?
Yes.
Where are you calling from?
And
can you say it again?
I'm calling from Georgia, yes.
Oh, from Georgia?
Yes.
Okay. And your first name is?
You talked Venus.
Venus. Okay.
Yes, sir.
As in planet Venus?
You talked to... I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
As in planet Venus? Is that what your first name is, Venus?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You spoke with my mama a while back, and she has passed, and I have been given, telling her to talk to you with you about communicating with her.
Yeah. Let's see what I can do for you.
Her name was Tammy.
Her name was Tammy?
Yes.
Okay. I think I talked to Tammy myself.
I just listened to that one probably last week, and she was in the dump since August, but it was hard, but it was great to hear her voice.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's your mom is Tammy. Your mom did call me. Yeah, I talked to her a long time ago. Yeah. Okay. We're going to talk to your mom for you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Tammy, I know you want to talk to your daughter. Okay, your mom's saying this to me to tell you this. She says she's so sorry that she left you so soon, but her body just gave in too quickly. That there's nothing left for her energy is concerned, and she feels. Your mom says she feels guilty that she left you behind. Okay, she wants to say what she wants to tell you that she loves her very much, and she says she knows you're much stronger than you think. And she says she really appreciates you coming to her gravesite giving her flowers because she says she saw you kneeling down giving her flowers.
I've been making all kinds of like location arrangements and stuff out of flowers she used to keep.
Yeah. She saw you give them to her. She watched you do it because her spirit was behind you, watching you standing at her gravesite, being there when she said she saw you reaching down, giving her flowers. And she's thanking you for that. She says she walks the hallways in your house. She comes to visit you down the hallway, and she says she's visits you, and she said that you have been noticing the lights have been flickering on and off a lot. That's from her. She's letting you know that she's around. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. She's trying so hard to turn the TV on. As she said.
It might not be plugged up.
Yeah, she's trying so hard to turn on TV. She just finds it a little more difficult. But she said you may see her reflection on the TV set, she said, when it's turned off. She said,
okay.
Take a picture of the TV set when it's turned off. And your mom's reflection may show on the TV set when it's turned off.
Okay.
Okay. So I would say take a camera, take a picture of it, just see what happens. Just say, Mom, you want to show yourself on the screen, on the television screen, we'll take a picture. And guaranteed you'll get your mother's her upper part of her body will show the reflection off the TV set.
I think I can see her already, and like I'm not even looking in the screen. I'm just like
exactly. Your mom's energy is so strong, and she's saying to me to tell you this. She's looking forward to for you having babies.
So I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
She's saying that she can hardly wait. Did you ever have kids yet?
Yes.
How many kids you got?
2 boys.
2 boys. Okay. How old are you right now?
I am 34. I'm about to be 35.
Okay. And are you planning to have more kids?
I don't think that I can, but I mean, it's a possibility.
Well, let's put it this way. If you haven't changed anything surgically about yourself, your mom is going to try to come back as your daughter in the next year or 2.
Okay.
Okay. So, it's up to you to see how healthy you want to have a third, but she's going to try and come through by some chance. If she's unable to come through as your daughter, she'll come back as your granddaughter.
Okay.
She's going to make a return. She wants to come back into the same family.
Which is crazy.
And she's telling me to tell you that you need to stay healthy. Absolutely stay healthy. Okay? Start being more concerned about yourself and take care of your health. That's what she's telling me.
Yep.
Okay? And she's adamant about this. She's saying she doesn't want to see you in the same place where she saw herself or placed herself. She wants you to be healthy.
Okay.
Okay. And she's also Okay, thank you. She's actually saying too one more thing. She says, I come to you 2 nights ago to see you in a dream, and she's going to come back and see you again.
I wait for that all the time.
Okay. She'll come and see you again, but this time when she does come and see you, she's not going to look unhealthy. She's going to look like she's 30 years old. So you may have to look at some of the old photographs to remind, remind yourself that your mom's going to look a lot younger.
I know what she's going to look like.
Yeah.
I was just talking about it.
Yeah, because your mom's adamant to be around you for as long as you need her around. Okay. And like I said before, she loves the flowers you've been giving her, because she tells me that's the first thing she saw when you went to her gravesite and you gave her flowers. She shows me you being on your knees, giving them, like you hand them, laying them down to her. I'm not sure. I think the flowers were it's like a mix of wildflowers, and then I'm seeing yellow roses.
Yeah, Batman yellow, actually.
They're yellow roses. Okay, she saw them. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Give your boys a big hug from Grandma.
I will.
And she loves them very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good one. Take care, my dear.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye. Wow. This, when I start getting into it, I can start seeing, I'm remote viewing the people that are passed away. Okay. I'm not just a person that comes in to give people or I'll talk all about what's going on in their future regarding, like, during all this, but I do more than that. Area code 408.
Hello, Derek. It's Mick Blair in Sacramento, California.
Hey, Mick. How's it going, bro?
It's going quite well, thank you.
Yeah.
Just trying to traverse this Mercury retrograde period that we're in right now.
It's a major slowdown, man. I'm telling you, it just throws things off.
Oh, it throws all kinds of things off.
I know.
But because I've been aware of it for quite a few years now, and I usually know when the onset is,
yeah.
I usually get through it pretty well. Not like my machines around me get through it well, or communication with others. But I usually don't have that much of a problem. But let me tell you, everyone around me has just been beside themselves because they don't know why all these things are going haywire.
Yeah.
When I try to explain it to them, they just glaze over, and I just like, never mind. It'll be better come February 4th.
Definitely. Yeah. Where eyes are glazed, we feel like as if we ate too many donuts.
Oh, yeah. So have you been having any glitches since this thing kicked into gear?
Have I had any glitches or noticing any changes? Oh, yes.
Yeah. Have you been?
Yeah. There's, here's a funny thing I felt when we kicked in 2022, according to the Gregorian calendar, it felt like a huge burden off our shoulders. You let 2021 go. And like a lot of people are going to say, they're not going to look back at 2021. But you know what? It is a learning lesson for all of us. We need to all learned to be stronger in 2021, just as much as 2020. In 2020, we became reclusive, and in 2021, we became stronger. In 2022, we take back our life. It's like now we're creating a foundation. So it's going to be a lot stronger, a lot better for all of us.
Oh, I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Taking back our life, definitely. I'm feeling so much better physically than I was during December of 2021.
Yeah.
Boy, that took a physical toll on me, but you know, I came through it, and I'm feeling better now. And just in the super creative mode, I've gone back to drawing, which I hadn't done in years, and I've made more sticks in the past couple of weeks. Oh my God! So I'm going to do a photo shoot with a lot of the latest wands and staffs that I've made.
Yeah.
We'll do that tomorrow. And
I look forward to seeing those pictures, man.
Riding this wave.
I want to see those pictures. You send a picture to me after you're done those photos.
I certainly will. I certainly will. Especially this one that I created 2 nights ago as a birthday present for my high school crush. She is now a doctor in New York City, and through Facebook, we've reconnected, you know, over 50 years later since we graduated from high school in 1972. And so she asked me, she goes, "Is this a virtual gift?" I go, "Oh, no, I'm sending this to you." Let me tell you, what, this wand started creating itself.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly who it was for. And it's such a beautiful, that's the one I'll send you the picture of.
Cool.
You will feel the energy that's in this. You know, it's quite amazing. But on a more somber note,
yes.
I had one of my 40-plus year friends pass away on Wednesday, actually, was it Wednesday? No, Sunday, January 16th, 4 days ago. My good friend Kathy Sachs, CATHY SACKS, after an illness that just really went bad, and she passed away.
Really?
And
wow.
so I got news of that 2 days ago, and we had all gathered. This is all the rock and roll.
Wasn't Kathy
people.
Kathy the one that was on the microphone singing all the time?
No. Kathy was part of the girls that used to hang out with us guys in the band. They were our supporters. They were, you know, I wouldn't call them groupies, but they hung around all the boys in the band. And there were 4 of them that were really tight. And I got a call from one of them, from Kim. And we had all just had a gathering at a celebration of life in the fall for one of our rocker buds. Actually, you put me in touch with Benny LaBarge.
Yeah.
So at Benny's celebration of life, we all got together, and it was great to see the 4 girls, you know, because now they're all in their 60s, you know, but they're still vibrant, they're still beautiful. So it just really saddened me that to hear about Kathy, you know, having the illness and passing away. And so what I'd like to do is, I'm wondering if 4 days is too soon. I'd like to be put in touch with Miss Kathy Sachs.
I would say, my friend, because I want to say this, because even though I thought she was one who was a singer, because I'm seeing her actually singing. So I've got a strong feeling that she've always wanted to be on stage to sing with you guys, or other that or karaoke, one of the two. But I'm seeing her with a microphone in her hand.
Wow! Oh, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, because I don't remember ever hearing or seeing Kathy sing or perform with us. But, she was right there with us. She'd be right front of stage. She had all the parties afterwards.
Yeah.
She was one of the rocker babes, you know. And
no, I still say I'm seeing
her. I'd like to.
I'm seeing her there. She's also her connection was with oh my God, who was her name? She I'm being shown she's still alive, and she passed away, supposed to be passed away. Oh, break. I'm seeing another female singer that's passed away, but she's also a fan of. Shoot, what was her name? I could see the woman's face. She wore rose-colored glasses. I can see her. But anyway, I'm seeing her actually on Scott. I see Kathy actually standing there on the stage, like she's wanting to sing with you guys, or always had the wanting to do this, or to, one day I like to be like this on stage. She must have had a dream. She must have had a, one day I like to do this too, or just to see what it looked like. I think this was like, that's why she admired people that are singers. Do you know what? That makes sense, Rhonda. That could be Janis Joplin. Did she ever have a fascination with Janis Joplin?
I think she did.
Yeah.
I think she did.
Yeah, because I think it is. I think it was Janis Joplin that she, like, Janis is not dead. Everybody thinks she's dead. She's not. I just saw a photograph of Janis Joplin. She was actually a photograph. I saw a video of her. Janis Joplin's going to be coming forward, folks, right after Trump is reinaugurated. But she's very much alive. Yeah. So is Mama Cass, by the way. I saw some videos of them. They're looking forward to coming forward. I strongly feel it's one of her favorite singers was Janis Joplin. So,
well, the next time when I talk to Kim next, I will ask her about her, because Kim would know.
Yeah, let me know.
Out of the 4 girls that were tight in that clique,
and ask her. Ask Kim if.
I will check with her.
Ask Kim if Kathy has always wanted to sing on stage. Like, come on, like, grab a microphone and sing. Ask her. Yeah. God, I'm asking. As soon as you ask me, before you even ask me, I'm seeing her on stage with a microphone. And I got to stay with it. I can't change that. But as far as her knowing you, yes, Kathy is around. I'm not around you. She's actually there, but she's still going through her family review. She's looking for everybody right now. She's looking around, gathering, memories of her life right now. So, yeah, that's all I can say on that part.
Yeah. Well, you know how I make memorial sticks for people that have passed, in our groups and in our family.
Yeah.
And Kim had asked me, so you're going to be making a stick for Kathy? I went, oh yeah, already. And so I went to my storage space yesterday, and one particular 39-inch cane that was almost done has bark beetle trails, and it looked at me, and I looked at it, and I went, that is Kathy's memory stick. So I took it, I put it in the car, and I'm going to go ahead and start in on that. And one final thing, as you're talking about Kathy wanting to sing and wanting to be with the guys, so I have my Facebook page open as I'm watching you, and I'm looking at the birthdays. And one of the birthdays is Rebecca Gonzalez. Becky was also one of those girls that would come and watch us rehearse and hang out with us. But she actually did something about it. She actually had the boys teach her how to play guitar. And one of the other girls, Tony Falconio, taught her how to play bass. And the two of them put together a band called Rox, R-O-X-E. I managed those girls for a while. They ended up winning the Hayward Battle after Becky had left and was replaced. But still, she got to live out her dream, and it was amazing. So I'm sending birthday wishes out to Rebecca Gonzalez, and I'm sure she's saddened by the passing of our dear friend Kathy. But it's like, the desire starts with the desire, and then whether you act on it. And
I want to say that I'm actually
still actively.
Did you guys practice in the garage?
Being musicians. What's that now?
Were the girls practicing in the garage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm being shown this.
Oh yeah.
The girls were practicing in the garage. Yeah.
Yeah, 1975.
Yeah.
When I had my first band.
Yeah.
My first band named after me, and the girls would come, and Becky Gonzalez's brother Rick was our drummer.
Yeah.
And they go, we won't play. And we kind of like offhandedly dismissed them, like, right. But then once they started playing and got good, you were like, oh, geez, look at these girls. You know?
Who was the
and
base?
So, yeah, I encourage women everywhere, pursue your dream. Don't let anyone squash your dream.
Yeah.
If you can see it and you believe it, you can do it.
Mick, who's playing the bass?
Derek, I'm going to let somebody else get in here.
Mick, wait,
again, my friend,
hold
for
it.
what you do. Thank you for coming on every week with your show. Thank you for helping the people that call in.
Mick.
And you and I, my friend, we will just keep on rocking and rolling.
Mick, can you hear me? Mick, are you there?
I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Mick, who played the bass?
Tony Falconio.
Okay. Was Tony's bass guitar deep blue in color?
I think it was.
Because they're telling me that because they're making me look at the deep blue, the dark blue guitar, bass guitar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was.
Yeah.
Tony and the girls, they ended up getting signed to a record label, going to Japan and doing an album half English, half Japanese, and they got a modicum of success.
Yeah.
The lead singer, who I'll check in with on another day, Diane Buckaloo. Diane and I were friends and would go to concerts together, and she was one of those gals that always wanted to sing. And I go, you want to sing? I got a group that I want to put you in.
Yeah.
So she was part of Rocks. But she passed on a couple of years ago. So another time, we'll check in with Miss Diane Buckaloo. But I'm sure she's smiling down from rock and roll heaven, too, knowing that we've remembered her and Kathy and all of our other rocker buds and friends that have passed on. We're keeping the faith here by still being alive and still performing and still remembering. So once again, Derek, thank you very much, my friend.
Take care, Mick.
And I will talk with you later.
Okay, have fun, my friend.
Will do, always. All right, bye now.
Bye. Mick. As soon as I start to remote view, I'm actually looking at a deep blue bass guitar. I'm seeing someone actually play. One of the girls play a gold guitar, like it's a electric guitar, a gold one. Like it looks like it's got a fleck in it. Kind of cool. Like I start seeing, the more I go back in time, I'm seeing what it looks like. Okay, so Summer Rain says, why does it feel like you had this conversation with this dude? Almost feels like time travel. Just saying. Well, it is. It is a time travel when you reminisce of some people that you know from the past. Or you think or like I didn't know these ladies at all, but when you're in the energy and you can make it the connection with the person, you can start seeing some of the details, some of the things they actually have used, where they're surrounded. I could see a garage. I could see even the guitar. Like they're making me look at some of the important parts that the details of what they used as far as their instrument's concerned, that sort of thing. And I wouldn't put past it. One of the ladies actually had a tambourine, of course, had like a half moon, so to speak. That was not often used, but the tambourine was there. I could see some of the stuff. It's kind of cool. Think about it. Okay. Nice to know people are calling in. That's nice. Okay, like I said before, folks, if you guys want to know the difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Julian calendar, it is making changes, because as of this month, it's going to go backwards. Like it started going backwards. This is the third day now, so it's going to go backwards, as in supposed to be the truly Julian calendar, which is actually the Christ calendar, not the Satanic calendar. And that was controlled in the 15th century. So we're going to take back our true history, true dates. But if anybody's actually interested, wanted to get this calendar, I can send it to you. Area code 306.
Yes. Okay, Derek. On your site, there's 2 books, 2 different paddle wheel stories. I didn't put the full book, but I put
Keith.
Keith.
Wait, Keith.
Fire Canoe by Theodore Barris.
Keith, Hold it.
Okay, parts, yeah.
Keith, it's not another show. This is the psychic show.
Pardon me?
This is the psychic show.
Oh, so you don't want to hear anything else. Okay.
No.
I just thought I would ask.
No, that's
okay,
different.
I just let you know.
Okay, I'll have a look at it after.
Bye for now, then.
Bye. I have another radio show I do, but it has nothing to do with any of this at all. So I thought Keith's in calling for something else. That's fine. Okay. Anyways, like I said before, we've got talk about. Anyways, nice to see you guys all in the chat room. It's nice to have a great gathering. And Chasing Shadows is once the Between Two Worlds show. I've been doing that for hours. Oh my God, I've been doing this show for 22 years. And I thought I'd just change it up a little bit, give it some shadow chasing. Yeah, like we're shadow chasing things and looking for what's going on behind the corners and that sort of thing. So it's fun to do. Like I said before, now if you guys are interested, and if anyone's actually interested wanting to get a full 1 hour reading, you're more welcome to make an appointment and call my numbers on the website. My website is whiteskycloud.com, WHITESKYCLOUD.com. And if you want to make an appointment, please call those numbers. Also, if you want to find me, I'm in 2 different kinds of chat rooms. I'm in the Telegram, and if you want to download the Telegram to see, download the app, download it through DuckDuckGo. And also, don't download through the Google Play Store because it actually is owned by the CIA. You don't want that one, right? Facebook, you actually find me on Facebook. If you want to make a friend with me on Facebook, you can actually go to my psychic page, which actually I'm holding the alien in my arms, and you'll see that one, me holding a UFO cup. That's the original page you want to find, right? And that sort of thing. That because if anybody wants to know what's going on regarding all of this eventual crazy stuff in the world, this is what's going on. So Catherine says, yes, there is a 10 days difference in the Julian calendar. There is a 10 days difference, and that's why it's getting shifted back to what it should be. And we're going to have a better calendar that our dates are back the way they should be. So as, for example, today, we see it as the 20th. Actually, originally, it's January the 10th. So if I say this correctly, I already got rid of it. But if you guys are interested in wanting to get a calendar to find out what the calendar is. Also, I want to share something with you. I thought it was really important. It's kind of cool. I went on the calculator, and some people like to do GEMATRIA, and a lot of people like to do the numbers. So I went on the calculator and I typed in my name, and it came out. Where did my name come out? It came out 243. So I looked for 243. Like, who else would be 243, or what else can come out 243? So here's what it is. And so the numbers that match mine, it said God in a December fire dragon birth code as 243. My father's called the Lord 243. Let's see here. That was called Key to Escape the Matrix 243. You'll Never Walk Alone 243. Can You Handle the Truth 243. Who is the Bride of Christ 243. Let's see here. 45th President 243. Gee, that matched up to Mr. T. Let's see here. I Am God's Secret Sacrifice Lamb 243. Let's see. I Revealed Truth of It All 243. And that, now you know. What a Wonderful World 243. Area code 316.
Yes. Yes, it is. My name's Carla.
Hi, Carla. Where are you calling from?
Hi. like Kansas City, Missouri, but actually Kearney, Missouri.
Okay. Missouri. My mom would call it Missouri.
Yeah. My mom's family's from Canada, so yeah.
She called it Missouri. I don't know why. Unless you were from Missouri, you probably know they wouldn't say Missouri, they'd say Missouri. I guess. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. Anyways, what can I do for you, my dear?
A lot of people say different things like Missouri.
Yeah. Misery. Yeah, misery. That's a good one
So,
for you.
yeah, they always say different things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just whatever comes to your mind, I guess. I have so much on my mind. It's not even funny.
What's the main thing that's bothering you the most? What do you find that's bothering the most that gives you a bit of a turmoil?
Whether to sell my house or not during this time, and downsize. And I don't know. I feel alone a lot. Basically, those two things are really going through my mind.
Okay, here's what I'll tell you right now. I got no. Don't sell your house. Because everything will work. Everything's going to work itself out in the next within the month. You're going to go through some tear-jerking surprises, but the tear-jerking actually is going to be a beautiful tear-jerking surprise, as in wonderful, as in angelic, as in gift coming to you angelically. Okay. And the gifts are going to come through, and the gifts are be coming your way financially, tremendously. So I would not give up the house. No.
Okay. That's a relief.
Yes.
Okay. And then I feel lonely all the time, and I'm always crying out and asking God for help. And I am married, but it's still, he just has always been into the TV or his phone, and I try to get him to talk, but he shut me up a long time ago. I know that's probably hard to say here on the phone, because I was listening and decided to call in, so I know I'm being heard, and that's kind of hard.
Yeah. What's his first?
I've been married since the late, 1979, and it just seemed like I married a man that just wanted to shut me up and just look at, he wanted me to be pretty and everything, but just to shut up. And so I've been fighting the last 11 years, because I've had enough, and
what's his first name?
That's why pardon me?
What is his first name?
Jim.
Okay. Let's go. Let me tell you what I get from here. Okay. Instead of me telling me anymore, I can take care from here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Whether you think that you won't have to worry about him too long. If you choose to leave, I would recommend you not to leave, because something will happen where you'll be his nurturer.
Well, he does. He's got that long COVID or whatever you call it, and his lungs have been affected from it because he had high blood pressure and diabetes, and he just lost his brother and his sister. They both got the jab, and they both died a week later.
Yeah,
and we thought we was going to lose him too, all within 2 months. So this was back in August. So
his immune system's breaking down right now. Months. Yeah, his immune system's breaking down right now as we speak. So, like I said before, you'll be his nurturer, as in helping him. I don't like to put too much negative into it. You'll be his caregiver, is what I'll say.
I've already kind of been thinking this is what was going to happen. And he seems to I kind of know where you're going with it, and he tells me he don't even know if he has 4 years left, 7 years left, or what. But he just feels like this is taking a toll on him, and so
you know what? Here's a problem. I mean, here's not a problem. Here's something that you may not know about Jim, but Jim actually is afraid. He's afraid of believing. He's afraid of living. He's afraid of you. He's afraid of being what he's always wanted to be, but he became the opposite of the Jim that he's always wanted to be. He wanted to be a happy-go-lucky guy, to love, to have a family, to raise kids, but something happened to him that broke his heart, and it has nothing to do with you, but he became the opposite of who you wanted to be with.
Yeah, he was married the first time and then got a divorce, and
yes,
so that was pretty hard on
you're
him.
what you call the leftovers, as in you're just a fit in to comfort him because of his last relationship. You're just a filler.
Yeah, I always felt that.
Yeah.
I always did, and I told him that. And I know when we got together, I told him that, I still loved my ex-husband, but I couldn't be with him. And Jim kind of reminded me, look-wise, just a little bit of him. And but Jim seemed like a really nice guy, and I didn't want to party. I wanted to, live for God and raise my kids. And Jim seemed like he, was going to fit that, but he had his secrets. He had his secrets. And God told me not to marry him. I was at the swing set in the housing addition because we had to move and from our home that we were growing up in because my parents got a divorce, and I moved in with my mom after I got my divorce. And I was at the swing set, and God said, "Don't marry him." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because you're going to want to live for me, and he's not going to. He's not going to want to. He's going to want to party." Well, I thought I could change that by loving him and keep on loving him. But what happened is he changed me and made me a very sad and depressed, get depressed and go through a really bad depression.
Like I said before, that's what I'm saying.
But God helped me out.
Yeah, you became a filler. You were filling in an empty space that he did not know how to fix or to fit in, because when he broke up with his ex-wife, or his ex-wife broke up with him, so you became a filler. You were just a fit in to help him from his broken heart, like basically help him from his, not feeling lonely. So you were just fitting. That's all it is. You were a filler. So there was not, you were wanting to give love to this person, but he wasn't returning it back to you as you expected to.
Right, because I kept on saying and telling people he doesn't love me. You don't love me. Yeah. I just kept on saying that over and over. But I with my parents and stuff, and like when I was 8, my dad basically divorced me because I stuck up for my mother, but my mom divorced me basically when I was 3 because she stood me and my sister up to the couch, and my dad came in from work, and she pointed at me and she says, "She's hers." Then she pointed at my sister and she said, "She's mine, and you leave mine the hell alone."
Uh-huh.
And everything just went downhill from there. And my dad would come home every evening and he'd take my hands and ask me how my day was.
Yeah.
Because I guess at some point he realized I wasn't being treated right. And he was right. I wasn't being treated right by her. But when, like I said, I was 8, he had done something, and my mom told me, I walked in the bedroom and she was sitting on her chair, and I said, "What's wrong, Mom?" She says, "Go look in the hamper." And I did, and I lifted it up, and I seen the white shirt, because my dad always wore a white business shirt, and I seen the red lipstick on the collar, and so we knew whose lipstick that was. And so Anyway, so my dad got home that evening, and of course, they all drank. My mom didn't, but my dad and his family did and stuff. And so he came in because he owned a business. He was very successful, and he was drunk. And I spoke up for my mom. He threw me in the corner, and that was it. He never came home and took me by the hand. So my world went black at that point.
Yeah.
And then at 9, I had something bad happen to me. And so, yeah, I don't know, I found God, when I was, I had alopecia areata, and I started losing my hair after I had my second daughter, and because of all the stress and all that, because my first marriage, wasn't healthy and stuff. So I started losing my hair, and so I looked to God, and I wasn't saved whenever I prayed for my hair to come back, because I went to a mozzarella crusade.
Yeah.
And when I went to that crusade for 3 nights, the second night I went forward, and then he said, raise your hand, and I did. And he said, ask God for what he's talking to the whole people all around. I mean, there's tons and tons of people there, hundreds and hundreds of people there. And so he said, raise your hand to start asking God for what you want. And so I did. And I started crying, and tears were coming. I said, I wanted my hair to come back, because I was, 21, and here I had bald spots all over my head, and they were using me as a guinea pig. And so the doctors were. And so the Lord told me that the reason why is because I got bitter over my first husband and how he was lying and treating me and saying things to people. So, because that hurt me, because I left him. He didn't treat me right. He just wanted to drink and do drugs and do his own thing. And so, anyways, so my hair grew back, but I wasn't saved. I just, asked, just so I believe in healing. I know he can heal. And then I got saved not too long after that. So, but fire went from my head, went all the way down to my feet. And as it was coming up to my stomach, just the heaviness, till it got to my shoulders. Then it was light, and it went out. Mm-hmm. So that's all I can do is explain it like that. And my hair came back. It took, not too long, but it started slowly growing in, and I had my hair back, and I've had it ever since.
Good
then.
For you.
So, but I guess my nerves, being so sad, that my first husband would treat me like that, and yeah. So
it happens.
Because like I said,
but the thing is that you won't have to hang on to that forever. But I will say this, that there will be another relationship that will come your way, which is far more greater than this. More respect, more care, nurturing. And sometimes we always have a relationship that will come to us late in life that we should have had a long time ago. But again, you chose this. Okay, God did not lead you there. You chose that. But also what you did too, you were looking for a father figure to protect you. And that's what this man reminded you of, as a father figure, because your dad mistreated you as a little girl. So, because you are dealing with abandonment. That's what this whole thing was about, abandonment. And you finally overcame abandonment. But also, like, when God's there for a reason, is to help you heal and heal within yourself. But also, you can also be the healer and give back to the community. Like myself, for example, I asked God, I said, make me a vessel which you need me for. And when I was in
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, and I was in a store. I was in a secondhand store, and this woman who was wearing a hat on her head, and she was bald underneath the hat. And I knew then that she must have a cancer, or must have had cancer or something. And so she had come up to me and she asked me, she says, do you mind if I can touch your hair? And I said, sure. And she says, oh, you got such beautiful hair. And as she's reaching out to my hair, she got a spark of blue light onto her hand, and it just shot right up her arm through her body. And she goes, "Whoa, oh my God, your hair is on fire." And I said, "Oh, okay." And she says, "Wow, that is," she says, I want to thank you. She says, I think there's a reason why I had to meet you. And she says, "Thank you." And then I said, "You're welcome." Then I would say I came back to that very same store maybe about 6 months later. And I'm walking around, and I thought, there's a woman that stands from a distance from me, looks kind of familiar, but she had all of her hair back. And I thought maybe she was wearing, at first I thought she was wearing a wig, right? And then she came up to me, she goes,
Yes.
"Oh, are you Derek?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I remember you." She says, "I came up to you and I asked you if I could touch your hair, and you gave me one heck of a shock." And she says, "I want to thank you. After I touched your hair, next day hair was growing in back on my head, and her hair grew back because of I helped her through God. God gave me this gift to be the bearer of healing through my hair." So, and it's happened on more than once, absolutely more than once. And I don't take it as an ego thing. I became the vessel, so I accept that. Long hair is important.
Yeah.
I tell people your long hair is an antenna. It's a healing energy. So anytime that you're working with spirit or talking to God, your hair, the longer your hair grows, that's why they always say Samson and Delilah. When Samson had long hair, he was able to communicate with God a lot closer. But when his hair got cut off, he felt God lost him, or that he did abandon him. He didn't. But then as time went by after his incarceration, his hair grew back. And then he didn't realize after that through his blindness, he opened his eyes, and God said to him, "You can see, but you are that's the same with that song. I was blind, but could not see." And that's exactly what you are in that place right now. You were blind, but could not see. Now you're beginning to see the truth. You see? So now it's like now you are beginning to become more aware of what's going on in your surroundings, but you have to make a decision what you want to do, not for him, but for you. But God always said, "What is your greatest joy in life?"
Well, I feel like 2 of my dreams have not come true. He's let dreams come true, for me. And because I owned a restaurant a few years ago until COVID, and because nobody wants to work, and that was rough, very rough. And he's just done things throughout my life. I'd say the 2 things that haven't gone answered yet is I always wanted to be a speaker for the Lord because I was on fire for the Lord, and everybody always called me a Jesus freak, and I was just too serious,
But you know what? Have fun.
So I wanted to be like,
okay, here's the thing, my dear. Have fun with God. Right? God never was serious. God was standing on Sirius, on the planet Sirius. God has always spoken through us. We just forgot how to listen. But when we become messengers, are messengers of joy, not messengers of death. We're the messengers of enlightenment. We're giving them, because basically the first thing that God wants you to do is learn to love and love back. It has nothing to do with, the Bible said this and the Bible said that. I got my Bible right here, my big King James Bible, a big one, big, thick baby, right? Oh, I can look through that and quote this and quote that. But because humanity back then was serious. But today, God always, when Spirit comes through me and works through me, they always said, "Have fun, Derek. You don't have to be so serious." But you need to understand one thing too, my dear. This COVID issue, okay, all this COVID stuff, we were all in the middle of a spiritual war between God and Satan. This was predicted in the Bible for the year 2019 and 2020. This was predicted a long time ago in the Bible. But they did say the new era of 2022, 21-22 is going to be the awakening and joyfulness that God has already won. But everyone had to go through the experience of experiencing what Satan promised, and then what you had lost. and lots of lives were lost.
So we are in the harvest. We are in the harvest time.
We were in the harvest time, but not anymore. Not anymore.
Okay.
Now we're going through the awakening again. Our awakening is to wake up.
Awakening. Okay.
Okay. We're going through the great awakening, and that's what they're trying to show you. Wake up. The COVID itself was never the virus.
I did.
Because Jesus said, I gave you the breath of life, not the mask of death.
Okay. I agree, because I used to be very serious, and he loved me and he saved me, and so I wanted to do what I felt was right, and I did. I felt like I was so heavenly minded. I was no earthly good.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the way you might say it. But it's just because of my love for him. But I always had that joy in my heart and trying to be a happy-go-lucky person. But I always felt like nobody ever really.
Yeah.
Nobody ever let me. Like, I went to church for 10 years. And I kept on wondering, why don't I have friends? Why don't I have friends? And the pastor said, go to work in the church. Someone wants to know why they don't have friends, why they don't have friends here. Well, I was too shy, okay, and I didn't want to push myself on anybody. I know this all has to do with my childhood somehow. I feel like I have to be accepted in. Instead of me just saying hi to somebody, I feel like they have to say hi to me first, so I can say hi to them first. So it's weird, and I was just telling my brother about this, but we were really messed up as children, and he said, I agree, because we could never go to our parents and ask them anything. And so...
I'll give you a quote, one of the quotes, Corinthians 11 through 20, and Jesus said, with these gifts you shall have greater. What he's pointing out is, anything that he is gifted with when he walked on this land, he's given it to you. But was Jesus serious? No, he kept on saying, I'm going to be in say a lifetime like this today. He was called a couch surfer. That's what Jesus was. He was a couch surfer. He just went from home to home just to bring joy, to help bring joy in the home, because everyone was grimace. They were so sad, they were so down, they were so worried about what's going to happen the next day. You see what I mean? Enjoy your day, enjoy your life today, and don't worry about tomorrow. Look forward to tomorrow, but live it today. Remember your hours and time and minute, because that's the greatest joy in life, is God has a dream for you.
Well, I kind of thought maybe he had left me, that maybe I'd been, the last 10 years or 11 years I'd done, because I tried to get a divorce 4 times, and I don't know. I don't know why I didn't get a divorce.
Because you weren't supposed to, because you have to be his caregiver, this man's caregiver. You're caregiving him to the end, but you're not going to be caregiving the rest of your life. Okay. We all have a birth and life plan. He has a life, he already has a life plan when he's leaving this world, and that's already been set in play. I'm not going to predict when he's going to leave you, but how he decides to leave this world. But when it happens, and I'm very, very hot sitting here at this table, and when I get extremely hot sitting here, that means the presence of God is with both of us right now as we're discussing. Because anytime I talk about God, when I saw Jesus when I was a boy, I saw him standing in front of me in our family garden when I was 16 years of age. I never practiced the Bible. I was never a person who went to church. I was actually in the garden, helping my parents, hoeing the beets, doing the potatoes, just simple gardening on the farm. But here, all of a sudden, there's a beautiful hallowed light, boom, in the garden, and there was that man standing before me. And he says, hello, Derek, how are you? I said, good. Do you know who I am? And I said, yes. I fell to my knees. There was an energy that came about him that I had no control over. So he had a presence, and his presence was telling me, and like everybody else, like yourself, you learn to do one thing, and that is learn to have faith. And no matter how hard it is, you have to learn to overcome indifferences. And also, everyone's going to say to you, sometimes they'll say, oh, you're nothing but a Bible puncher, a Bible pusher. It has nothing to do with the Bible. The Bible is a story book. It's a once upon a time book. It has everything that's in there that you want to know about love, hate, violence, you name it. Everything in there is historical. But it also has predictions, and it shows you what can happen and will happen in the future. But we also never had in the Bible the end. It never said in there, it's the end. It kept on saying, we'll keep on living. It's universal. So nothing is the end. And we all carry love within ourselves, and how we carry ourselves in front of people, how we approach ourselves in front of people. They're going to come gathering around you, but you show love, happiness, and a smile on your face to say, you know, I want to do God's work, and I'm going to share with you some of the stories and wonderful things that I experienced. Talk about your life experiences, about what you went through as a child growing up, how hard it was for you. And you turned to Jesus, you turned to God, asking for God's help to give you guidance, and even the loss of your hair. And you asked for that. You're at a convention, you went at this place, and now next thing you know, they said to you, ask Jesus for what you want. And guess what? You prayed and it happened, didn't it? Right? You got what you wanted. But did you give back something in return? And that is, thank you, Lord. Thank you, God, for giving me this wonderful gift that I know very well you can hear me. But do I have to gather in front of thousands of people to ask for your help? No. Like, I had a kid come and see me one time. He says, well, I want to get $1 million from God if he could prove to me that he's Jesus. I said, you're not going to get $1 million now, but as you grow up to be a lot older, when you become an old man, you've already made your million. Oh, he says. So we see things how we understand it or understand it. Does that make sense?
I think so.
I think so. So I would rather see some more smiles than having an unsmiled face. See the world differently tomorrow. When you get up in the morning and you see the sun, look at it differently. Step outside into the sun and take off your shoes and walk barefoot. You'd be surprised how much you learned that you have given back, because God comes through you by walking on the land barefoot. That's how you heal. You're going to feel your energy way different instead of putting on a regular pair of shoes. But the thing is that if you want to pray, sometimes step outside, get into the grass, not on concrete, get into the grass and just let your toes just reach out and just twist into the grass and just feel it. Guaranteed. You sit out there and meditate, talk to Jesus. You guarantee, my dear, you're going to get some major results. And within the next few days, you're going to think to yourself, how come I didn't do this a long time ago? You just didn't know when. You already know how. You just didn't know when.
Okay. I do want to tell you this. I did want to move away from here because there was so many things happening here. Because, like I told you, I've been trying to get a divorce from 2011, and I did 3 years go away from my restaurant and to Wichita. That's why I have a 316 instead of 816 area code. And so things were taken from my house. It's not that that's been the only time. We've had some needy people in our family that just think that because I like buying things or finding good sales or something, that they can just take whatever they want when I'm not looking or whatever. And so I'm very hurt. I'm very hurt by what they've done. So my thing is just to leave and go away and get away from them all.
If you choose to move, or if you want to sell your house, sell it where now are you wanting to sell it with your husband or without your husband?
Well, that's the thing. We kind of came to a crossroads. We did have it for sale, and we just took it off the market because it didn't sell as soon as we thought it would.
Yeah.
I guess we got in on the last end here of, things, because he ended up getting COVID in August, and we was trying to put it up for sale before then. And then he got COVID, then we couldn't have people come around for a while.
Did he get, let me ask you this question. Did he get the jab?
No, he didn't get the jab.
Okay,
no.
well, he never got COVID, my dear. He just had a cold and flu. That's what. That's all what it is. That's what it is. It's just a cold and flu, nothing more. What Bill Gates had done is he actually what Bill Gates. He's the one. Him and Fauci are the ones that created this whole thing. They created the whole thing from the very beginning. Okay, and so what Bill Gates decided to do to make first of all he called it the COVID-19, and yet no one go like, what? That's nothing. So what Bill Gates decided to do is to register the name virus, and he patented that name to make it sound that it's more deadlier. Number one, the word virus means one who bleeds from the eyes, bleeds from all orifices. When a virus means it's deathly. Well, number one, the COVID is not a deathly virus. It never was. Okay. COVID actually is just a cold flu. But when you are inserted, when you are jabbed with what they give you, those are the V's. Okay. That's because they put the COVID-19, they placed the COVID-19.
Brother and sister died because they, of that. But
yeah, because
and he said he knew it was just the cold and the flu, but they told him it was COVID-19. But somehow his lungs got attacked throughout this.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying now. Look, but he worked in fiberglass all his life,
Yeah.
So he did smoke when he was younger, so he doesn't know if, that's why his lungs, started.
Well, your lungs, I mean, it's not as much smoking. Your lungs can be really affected if you start messing with fiberglass, if you're not wearing the proper materials to protect you from getting your lungs affected by using fiberglass. I mean, a lot of people, if they weren't wearing masks and protection for fiberglass, it can get to your lungs and it can do some damage. If being a smoker, not always. My grandfather was a smoker until he was 80. And then the doctor said to him, well, you got to quit smoking or else so you can live longer. My grandfather decided, okay, I'll take the doctor's advice. He decided to quit smoking. 6 months later, he got cancer. Why? Because his body went into shock. Because he was used to smoking all the time. There's a woman that I know, one of my really good friends, her grandmother smoked until she was 103. And her doctor told her she needed to quit smoking because she's going like, what excuse is that? She said, if you respect it for what it is, tobacco was actually a medicine before it became a disease. And the reason why it's not the tobacco that's causing the sickness, it's the chemicals they mix with the tobacco with. It causes the sickness in the lungs. So there's so many things that we don't get told unless you do the breakdown of what's in the products. And so, I used to be a smoker when I was young. I quit smoking when I was in my early 30s, but I had an intervention. I learned helping, and I asked God to help me quit smoking. I had an intervention, and Spirit came right through my body and cleaned out my lungs that very same night. So I had an angelic intervention.
Awesome.
They cleaned me all up. I never had no withdrawals, nothing. In fact, I woke up in the morning and I can smell cigarettes. I can smell smoke down the street. And it wasn't, I'm going like, how come I can smell cigarettes? Because God helped me, because I asked God for help. And
so how did he get so sick when he got that cold and flu to where it affected his lungs?
Because he was around his siblings. That's why. Because they were actually their body was it's called shedding. So if they got jabbed, they're shedding that he got sick from them.
Oh yeah, he told me. Yeah, that puts off that one protein. Yeah.
Yes, that's called shedding, my dear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes. Okay, I'll let you go. I hope you do well and keep on doing and fulfill your dreams.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. God will always be with you, my dear. Trust your dreams.
Okay, God bless you. Have a great evening.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
That's a long call. My God, guys. I was on for like 30 minutes with this person. My goodness. That's good. That's fine. I mean, I was able to help someone out. Phenomenal. Wow. Like I said before, folks, I mean, there are so many things. I mean, I'm not sure if anagrams are going to accept this or not, but the fact is that, hey, what the heck? I try to do my damnedest to help people out. That's what our job is. Yeah, I love it what you said just now, Summerine. I named my inner child Faith. That's a good one. I love it. Yeah, everybody's writing to me still. So I want to thank everybody for joining me on the program. And now, guys, this coming week, and I will say this before I go off on this program, it's very possible that the EBS may start to begin maybe the next day or two after this program. If I don't able to talk to you guys next week, you'll know why. But always, like I said before, make sure you have plenty of cash in your bank account plenty of cash in your pockets set aside for yourself, because your banks are not going to be closed, not going to be open, and your debit machines and all that will not be affected, or will not be able to be working for at least 10 days. So again, try to take care of yourselves. Make sure you have plenty of food and water for the next 10 days, and we'll see what happens. But I know we're well. This is just a movie we're looking at. Grab your popcorn, enjoy what's going to happen in the future. But like I said before the end of, I would say before the middle of of the coming February, it's pretty well this whole thing is done. I mentioned this before, and it's going to happen. So we're almost at those doors. If you want to find me, like I said before, find me on Telegram. Download the app on DuckDuckGo search engine. Download the app in there and find me in there. You find my name, White Sky Cloud. And also I have a page in there called True North Strong and Free in the Telegram as well as in Facebook. And ask to be connected on Facebook as well. Make me a friend on Facebook if you haven't yet. Love to hear from you. Pass this whole program around, folks. Share it with everybody. Like and share. Let people know that you really enjoy the program and to look forward to seeing it. So, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. And have a great night. And talk to you guys next week. And be good to each other. Bless you all.
You're listening to Co-op Radio 100.
Wrong one. That ain't it. Oh, that darn guy. He just won't. That's my friend. Talk to you guys later.
Everyone lives, everyone dies. Everyone loves, everyone cries. Round the world for all their life. So why is there war? Why do we fight? There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. When one hurts, when one needs, we all gotta learn to live together. Peace, make peace, make peace, peace all around. Isn't it time for us to stop dying? Isn't it time for us to stop crying? Stop the fighting in the head. We gotta make peace before it's too late. There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. When one hurts, When one needs, we all we gotta learn to live together.